everybody. Welcome to the Steve Lyon Show. I'm DJ Foster, joined by Grand Valley State head baseball coach Steve Lyon. Steve, thanks for joining me this week.
Always good to be here, DJ.
Well, it's good to have you, Steve. A good weekend for you. 5-1 last week, concluded the regular season. You finished the regular season 37-13, 27-9 in GLIAC play. You started 1-3 in conference play, and now you're GLIAC regular season champions. What sparked the turnaround? I mean, 4 games in, you can't be that worried, but certainly wasn't a great start to the year, but you finished it on certainly a high note.
Yeah, we've been so good lately. I mean, last year we went through the conference only once. I don't know if it was eye-opening, but it was certainly awakening type of feeling that, things aren't just given to you. You got to earn them every year. And I think our guys, to their credit, understood that, and we made sure they understood it. And then they just went out and started playing ball the way they're capable of, and we started rolling a little bit. The schedule helped. We played, as we've talked about before on this show, some of the teams that were below us, and took care of business, didn't stumble at all, and put ourselves in good position. So this past weekend we had a chance to, go down out to Northwood and then down to Ohio and, take care of business, not have to put our fate in someone else's hands. So it worked out well, and we're happy to be conference champions again.
Yeah, it's a great accomplishment, especially, and again, the 1-3 start was against Lake Erie, which at the time no one knew how good they were going to be. They're the number 3 seed coming into this tournament.
Right. They turned out. Last year they were just okay, kind of average, and didn't make the tournament. But this year they're much better, and they turned out to be one of the better teams in the conference.
Sure. Well, last week, Steve, you went to Northwood on Wednesday, and you won a pair of games. You won the first game 7-2. You were up 3-2, and then you scored 4 in the 7th to kind of give yourself a little bit of distance. But Kyle Scapel was tremendous again. 10 strikeouts. He only gave up 3 hits in 7 innings, so he gets another victory to his total. Rudinger was 3 for 4. Zach Robinson and Nadratowski all had 2 hits in that game. Mm-hmm. In game 2, you win 9-6, although maybe a little misleading. You were down 4-2, and then you scored 6 runs in the 6th inning. 5 different players had 2 hits for you, so it was kind of a committee in that game. Giancarlo Brugnoni and Rudinger both had 2 RBI in that game, so a good sweep for you against Northwood to start the week.
Yeah, it was, and they're always tough at home, and they've got one of their pitchers named Mark Hurd, always gives us trouble through the second game. But getting back to the first game, it was a very close game, very well played. Thank goodness Scapel was on. Mm-hmm. As you mentioned, 3 hits. I don't think he had a walk either, and 10 strikeouts. Correct. So a great performance, and the only misstep that he had was a 2-run home run that he gave up. Otherwise, it would have been another shutout for Kyle. So he was great, and we were able, like you said, to give us a little bit of breathing room there at the end by scoring some runs in the 7th inning. So that was nice. And then the second game, like I said, Hurd had us baffled again, and we had 2 outs in the 6th inning, and we're down 4-2. So literally we're 4 outs away from losing that game. And we scored 6 runs with 2 outs, nobody on. Wow. We ended up scoring 6 runs, put together some hits, got 1 timely error by them, which sometimes you need, but you got to put the ball in play and make the other teams make those defensive plays, which in college baseball sometimes they just don't. But we put some runs on the board, and again, Zambron came in and did a good job getting a save, and we came out with a sweep and looked good going into the weekend.
Sure, yeah, and you went down to Columbus, which I think you said was your first trip ever down to Columbus to face Ohio Dominican 4 times this weekend. First game score, the final was 17-5. Maybe the most misleading stat ever, since you trailed 4-0 going into the top of the 5th.
Right.
You scored 4 in the 5th, 6 in the 6th, 7 in the 7th. So you outscored them 17-1 the rest of the game. So you turned kind of what looked like it was going to be a loss into a lopsided win. You pounded out 19 hits in that game. Jared Cowan was 4 for 4. Robinson was 3 for 5. He scored 3 runs. And then I think that looks like that carried over into the second game. You won 6-0. Campanella gave up just 6 hits in the shutout. Brugnoni was 2 for 4 with the home run and 3 RBI. So a good Saturday for you. But again, that first game looked like it might have been a loss to start the weekend.
Yeah, and we went in knowing that our magic number was 2, which any combination of wins by Grand Valley or losses by Lake Erie would clinch us the conference championship.
Sure. And
we had a short discussion about it. We're not going to put our fate, like I said before, in anyone else's hands. We had a chance to just go on the field on Saturday and sew it up. And then we're down, we're down in the 5th inning, and all of a sudden, we got a few hits together. They took their starter out, and their bullpen was not up to the task, and we just jumped on their bullpen. And really, as you said, 17-5 sounds like we just blew them out.
Right.
But there was some nerve-wracking moments where we were behind, and our guys all year long, we've been behind late in games, and we've had the ability to come back and score some runs, and then our bullpen has been great.
Sure.
Especially Brad at the end, at the end of games, where he's just shut people down with sometimes a very minuscule lead. So it was a good way to get started, and then again, regardless of what happened in Lake Erie and Wayne State game, we just wanted to go into the second game and win it, and then we knew things were taken care of. And Anthony Campanella really stepped up. The last outing he had was not a real good one, but this one was really good, one of the best he's had since he's been here. And he just shut their offense down, which is a decent offense at their field, and didn't give them a chance to score. And then we kind of, did what good teams do. We score a run, then we score another run, then we score a couple more, and then all of a sudden it's 6-0, and they're kind of feeling defeated.
Right.
Especially the way Anthony was throwing. So we came off the field knowing we had the conference championship. It was a great feeling. It's a long haul, as you mentioned. Mm-hmm. It's a marathon, 36-game conference season, and for us to come away with another conference championship was certainly gratifying. And the guys are worthy of being champions. And now we're going to go into postseason. And we had Sunday's games to take care of first, but
right.
We're going to go into postseason, and see what happens there.
Yeah, you'll be nice and focused on that. But like you said, before that, you had to go play one more doubleheader on Sunday. You win game 1, 4-3 against Ohio Dominican. It was tied at 3 going into the 7th. Steve Anderson had the game-winning RBI single in the top of the 7th, eventually the game-winning RBI single. Zach and Anderson both had 2 hits. Claypool hit his 4th home run of the season in the game 1. Then game 2, it looked like you rested some of your starters, gave some guys some breaks. You lost 5-4 in extra innings. Mm-hmm. And Cowan and Anderson both had 2 hits in that game, and Cowan also drove in a pair of runs. So you didn't close out the weekend with both wins, but as you said, you sewed up the regular season title on Saturday, so that seemed to be a moot point.
Yeah, and it was really important for me. It was great to have the opportunity to play some of those other guys. The first game we played most of our starters because they need to stay sharp, and they need another game under their belt, whether it was pitching or hitting. But our pitchers, we reduced down. Garmin started, but we told him he's only going to go 3 innings. We followed him up with a couple other guys out of the bullpen. They were fine. They did a good job. And as you mentioned, we scored a run. Steve Anderson, through his career, there's no doubt in my mind he has more game-winning hits than anybody I've ever coached. If the game's on the line late in the game or the last inning, he's the guy I want up to bat with a guy on base. And he's done it so many times, and he did it again. 2 strikes. He battled, and got a base hit to drive in that run. And then Zambron came in and closed the door. So it was a good win the first game. The second game, we put 4 or 5 guys who haven't played too much in there. It was good for them to get some multiple at-bats. Mm-hmm. And we played them tough. I mean, we lost in extra innings, but really got to the 9th inning, and I wasn't going to use up any more pitching. So we brought one of our outfielders, Jamie Potts, who's a good athlete and pitched a lot in high school. We brought him in to pitch the 9th because we didn't really want to use anybody else. And he gave up a run. He pitched okay, but he gave up a run, which is understandable for a position player.
Sure.
So we didn't win that last game, but it was as much as you could say a game is meaningless, it was meaningless to us. And we just wanted to get out of there with our conference championship and come back home and get ourselves ready to start the conference tournament.
Yeah, this week, from Wednesday to Saturday, you'll be in Chillicothe, Ohio, so you go pretty much right back down to Columbus almost. You're the number 1 seed in the tournament. You'll face 6-seeded Ashland on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. The rest of the tournament, Wayne State, Lake Erie, Tiffin, and Saginaw Valley State seeds 2 through 5. But again, you'll face Ashland in the first round, and then you'll only play 1 game a day, I believe, is the way it works out, as long as you keep on rolling through and winning. But Wednesday through Saturday, again, hopefully weather agrees with you guys while you're down there. But kind of give us a little preview of the weekend of what's at
start. We open up, as you mentioned, against Ashland, and they kind of fell the last week of the season down in the 6th seed. They were up around 3 and 4 most of the year. They're a great program. John Shalley does a great job with that. And we've had a history of, postseason battles with Ashland going way back, probably 10 or 11 years. And so it'll be a battle. They've got a couple good arms that will give us trouble, I'm sure. Or we're going to have to battle at least to score some runs against them. And as you mentioned, we play 1 game a day as long as we keep winning. So that's our plan, is to play 1 game a day and then go to Saturday and play the championship game. And we're certainly going to work hard and battle and try to win the conference tournament, and then hopefully take it into the next week into the regional.
That sounds great. Again, congratulations on the GLIAC regular season championship. Again, from the beginning of the year till now, it was great to see you guys develop all the way through. And 27-9 record in GLIAC play, 37-13 overall. Congratulations on that. We wish you the best of luck again this weekend.
Great, DJ. Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Steve Lyon Show here on the Grand Valley Sports Network.